Hello, my friends. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. I am Kate, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about our August budget. Now, before we get into the written budget for the month of August, I wanted to quickly show you what I do every month on the calendar spread in my budget planner. I like to lay out all of our bills on this calendar spread. I track our household bills and business bills for both my husband and my businesses here. And then what I like to do over on the sidebar is kind of do a quick and dirty summary of week by week what expenses we have coming up, just so that I have a quick overview of kind of how the cash flow is going to work throughout that month. For example, I know that this first week is going to be really light on expenses, but then the next week after that is going to be really heavy on bills. So it just kind of lets me know what's coming up and focus on what's coming up this week and the week following, just so that I don't get overwhelmed worrying about things that are further into the month and I don't need to worry about them just yet. So let's go ahead and flip to our budget. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using these pages for. I like to put monthly reminders in this box, like annual charges and things like that, events like weddings. These two events I wrote in here a while back, and I'm no longer going to them, so you won't see anything for them in this budget. But tuition does begin this month for my daughter, so you will see that is one of our biggest line items. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in a little bit. Okay. So I am filming with a different camera. I'm actually using my iPad, so if things are a little unsteady, I do apologize. I'm trying to find the right filming setup for doing these videos, so it will be a little bit of an experiment for the next couple of months, I think, until I get it just right. So I did go ahead and fill everything in because I, first of all, am a lefty, so everything I write gets blocked by my hand anyway. Also, it's just easier for me to write things in neatly off camera and then come back and walk you through everything individually. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my income here. I want to grab a sheet that I use to do our kind of a preliminary budget, how I like work things out so that I can write it neatly in the planner. I use these monthly budget sheets. They're printables from Pennies Not Perfection. I will link her down below. She has a YouTube channel and a printables Etsy shop. I like to just kind of like, you'll see like I scratch things out and then have to figure out how much I have left over after our fixed expenses are taken out, so I know like what's left over for our variable expenses. I have here for my expected income from my business to be $3,800. Now that amount is pretty consistent. I kind of chose this number arbitrarily back when I quit my full-time job to work on Etsy full-time. When I quit my salary job, because my goal obviously was to be able to replace my salaried income with Etsy. So this is close to what I was taking home every week with my salary job, and I just figured if I could keep that up with my Etsy shop, then that would be a success, or at least, a good baseline for my budget. So that is what I have going on here. Then we move into our fixed expenses. So we have our mortgage, which is $786.38 this month. We do pay our mortgage bi-weekly, so that's actually two payments of $393.19. So on some months we do have 3 mortgage payments, which is why I really like to fill out this spread first, because that way I can see when those mortgage payments fall. So after our mortgage, here you see tuition. Now that is for my daughter's private school that she attends. She's going into 1st grade this year, and it is a private Christian school, and that's just a value that we hold. So we do not plan on taking her out of that, even though it would save us a lot of money every month. But to us, it is worth it. So that is for tuition. We have the Jeep payment for my husband's Jeep and the payment for my Jetta. I do have a video on purchasing those cars, which I'll link above. Our car insurance is through Geico. That is $137.69. National Grid is our power and natural gas for like our water heater, and that is $116 even. We're on a kind of budget plan which evens out the costs across the year, so this number doesn't change often. Sometimes it will change if they do need to adjust. Navy Federal is a credit card that we have. That minimum payment is $300. Discover is another credit card. This is number 2 on our debt snowball, so this is going to be around for a little while, but we will be attacking that once we get our Home Depot paid off, which is our next line item at $52 with the minimum payment. And obviously I will be paying more on this because it's our debt snowball item. We're trying to throw as much at this as possible to pay it down. For our trash pickup, that is $28.08. I know a lot of places it's something that's like the municipality takes care of trash pickup and you pay it like it's part of what your taxes go towards, but in our town that is not the case. We have to pay for trash pickup. Cricket is our cell phones, so it's $30 for each of our phones, my husband's and my own. Next is Fidelis. That is for my older daughter's health insurance. It's through a program through New York State called Child Health Plus, so it's like a really low cost insurance for kids. For life insurance, it's $17. That is just for myself. I tried to get my husband to sign up for life insurance and get that rolling a while back, and he was just always so busy with work. He never made like the phone call that you have to make and answer like a million questions. It takes like 45 minutes. So he never got around to that. So I'm the only one insured at the moment, but I do hope to get him on life insurance hopefully by the end of the year. It's just one of my goals. So all of our fixed expenses come to $2,454.17, which I did work backwards and subtract that from our income. And so I was able to see that our remaining amount for variable expenses was $1,345.83. So that is what this variable column has to come to in order to have a zero base budget. So these items, I have not done a written budget in close to a year, guys. So, or at least I haven't tracked our spending in close to a year. So this is kind of a trial run / guesstimate for what I think is a good budget based on the numbers that we were using back in 2019. So our grocery and household budget is $350. I think that's pretty attainable. So this includes not only like food, but household necessities like paper towels and things like that. I like to keep them together. Some people split those out, but generally you'll end up buying some some of like the same items from the same store, so I think it's a little more tedious to split those out from like one purchase to the grocery store. For gas, I put $100. We're not doing a ton of driving, but we do some, so I just put that in there as a guesstimate. Baby is a really large category at $350. She is on a very expensive formula because she has a sensitivity to both dairy and soy. So the formula that she's on is hypoallergenic, and it's pretty expensive. We tried to get insurance to pay for it, but they would not. So that's roughly a little bit under $300 a month because I usually have to order in bulk twice a month. The cost for the like 4 canister box that I get is like $143, and that was the best price I was able to find for it. And then also we definitely do have to stock up on diapers, and we might also need to get like a baby gate or something this month, so we will see. She's really close to crawling, so that's kind of becoming a concern. For back to school, we have $100. My daughter Maya already has a lunchbox. She does have a backpack that's been used for like the last 3 years, so I do want to get her a new one. We have a lot of family that usually buys her clothes, so I'll probably only need to pick up a few things if there's something lacking here or there. And then obviously the school supply list, whatever that looks like, whether we're going back into the school or not, at some point we'll need to purchase that. For home improvement, I put $100 here. We are in the middle of building a deck on the back of our house. Most of the materials are already purchased, but just in case something comes up, I think he might need to buy some special screws for that. So I left this here. There may be some other things that we'll need to get. I left a little bit of wiggle room in some of these categories because we also might be getting a rug for our living room. Because we have hardwood floors, we don't have a rug, and with the baby, I just don't want her to be like hitting her head on bare hardwood floors. So in the personal and family fun category, I have $100, and like we may dip into this a little bit for the rug, or it might come from baby, home improvement, and personal. So I don't know. I just like to leave that kind of flexible. Our school taxes are going to be due in at the end of September, and we have some set aside. You'll see that on the next page. So I want to put another $200 towards that fund this month. And then for miscellaneous, I have $45.83 just to kind of bring that total to our zeroed out amount. And then I wish I had set this page up a little bit differently because I usually like to break out fixed and variable expenses here, but that's fine. I just left it as income and expenses, and that's zeroed out, and we'll see at the end of the month how that kind of plays out. So on the next page, I have our one sinking fund. I'm not really doing many sinking funds right now just because our budget is a little bit tight, and I'm kind of working my way back into budgeting. But the one thing that we do have to start saving up for is school taxes. I have a note here that we have them due September 31st, and I expect it to be around $2,400. And we have $2,000 put away already. So this month should be plus $200, but we'll fill that in at the end of the month. Now down here we have our debt snowball. I only have our household items here. You will see in our debt confessions video that we have business debt as well, but I'm leaving that off of these monthly budget videos. I'm going to track them on a separate page. I will update you maybe quarterly on how much the total balance has decreased. So that is something to look forward to as well if you're interested in watching that journey unfold. So for our debt snowball balances, we have our Home Depot card, which is our main focus right now. Our starting balance for the month of July is $2,519.35. So I do want to go back to the July debt snowball. And this was previously $3,860. So we did make a lot of progress on that this month. I have been trying to sell some items around the house and things like that. So we attacked that pretty aggressively last month, but I don't think we're going to make that much progress in August, simply because of the taxes. If I do have any extra, I'll probably just go ahead and put that in to fill our sinking fund for the taxes. But maybe if I have a good month with sales, we'll see. So hopefully we can pay that down, but I'm not really expecting a huge decrease this month. Our Discover is at $3,797.24. Our Jetta is at $6,871. The Jeep loan is at $12,364. And our largest credit card, the Navy Federal, is at $15,211, bringing our total of household debt down to, or up to $40,763.90. And again, looking back at our total in July, that was $42,661.96. So we made a little bit of progress. We don't have the biggest shovel, but we're going to get out of this hole. So that sums up our household budget for the month of August. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss videos, including the wrap up at the end of this month so you can see how everything went, if it went to plan or not. I really look forward to having you guys along with us on this journey. I am also on Instagram and Facebook as well. If you want to check those links out in the description, I would love to have you follow along, and I will see you guys soon. Until the next one, bye-bye.